What is happening, everybody, man? Thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of Expert Mentors Live. This is episode 49, and we've got the one and only Jennifer Wehner back on with us. So awesome to have her back on. I know she was on last year, I think back in July sometime, an incredible Expert Mentors session training that she delivered. If you haven't checked it out, go back and definitely check it out. It'll really add some value into your business and really help you guys in delivering the overall experience with your clients and your team and everybody. So Jennifer, welcome. Thanks for jumping on with us.
Thanks, John. It's great to be here again and give back to our awesome community of agents.
We do have an awesome community, and every week has been just jam-packed of value, and I know today's going to be no different. So I'm going to let you, if you want, just, I know we've got so many new members into the community since you jumped in and shared with us back in June or July, I believe it was. And just give a quick 2 seconds background on yourself, this way to give everybody some context of where you're coming from today.
Yeah, I've been in real estate since 2003. Really worked as both an investor and an agent. We were huge in investments when the market caught us in 2008, so had to find my identity again and really slowly started to build business. In 2014, I intentionally started to build a team. We were doubling our business year over year. At the time I came to EXP, ran the #1 RE/MAX team in the state of Arizona. So it was a big shift to come from RE/MAX and opening up our own office and continuing to expand, but super excited to be aligned with just the absolute rock stars. I'm the little man in the room when it comes to our EXP family. So
yeah, I'm not buying that. You definitely bring a ton of value, and we really appreciate everything that you do for not only the Honey Badger Nation and Fast Forward movement, but just everybody that has the opportunity to kind of connect and come together. So cool. Let's man, I know you've got a definitely a hot button of topic, especially that what we're seeing across the country, especially the markets that really have a seasonal impact. They're really starting to see some activity. I know you were kind of wanting to talk the new real estate, the new actual buyers, who they really are out in the marketplace, and it's just interesting. You when you kind of shared what the topic was going to be, I was like, yep, this is going to be gold, because I just know a lot of folks across the country are experiencing everything that you're about to share. And so I know it's going to be really, really valuable. So you guys, gals on, make sure you guys have your notepad. You're definitely going to need it. There's going to be some gold dropped. So let's rock it.
awesome. Well, I can kind of tell you here in Phoenix, I know not everybody's in a market like Phoenix, but here in Phoenix, we are the #1 area in the entire United States for every disruptor that wants to see if their model works. And they come here. And some of them are really, really excelling. We've got Open Door and OfferPad. We've got a lot of other iBuyers. So iBuyers are real in our market. And even if they aren't in your market, what we're finding is the consumer is changing. The consumer is changing. More and more agents have their license now. I think the last count I got was like 60,000 agents here in Phoenix.
Dang.
And half of them don't even sell a house every year.
Nope.
But they were looked at as a commodity with the internet and the age of technology. And I mean, if a buyer wants to buy a house, they go on Zillow, they're going on Redfin. Their agent is not the holder of that information like we were when I got into real estate in 2003. And also consumers don't necessarily need top dollar, want top dollar. No hassle, selling fast, whether it's a distress sale or not a distress sale. We're finding that 10 to 20% of the time, our clients do not care about getting top dollar. They want to sell fast. They hate the showings. They have to get their dogs and their cats and their kids, and they're sick or they're working from home. Showings are a hassle. So
convenience.
Yeah. And that's one component is the iBuyers. Another one is technology. So I mean, and it's changing so fast right now. Like we used to use, for example, Agent Legend I think it was like 2016 and 17. And it was just, we were waking up to appointments. It was awesome. More agents found out about it. They started using it. The same consumers getting 4 or 5 of the same text messages from Agent Legend. So I'm like, okay, this isn't working anymore. But that's just one example of technology that the bigger it gets out there, the less effective it gets.
Hey, Jennifer, take 2 seconds real quick. And, I'm not even really familiar. Unpack iBuyer a little bit, what that really is.
Agent Legend?
iBuyer, the iBuyer.
Oh, iBuyer. iBuyer are companies that are publicly funded. Some of them, internally, I do act as an iBuyer because I will buy clients' houses, but it's going to be somebody that is a company that's skipping the selling process. They're just buying people's homes. And right now they're about 10% of our market. And since they've entered it a few years ago. So it's grown really fast. And we have anywhere between like 6,000 and 10,000 sales a month. So they're buying and selling between 600 and 800 homes a month here in our market right now.
It's crazy.
And Zillow is our latest one. Zillow, I love Zillow, the fact that like we do a lot of business with them, but that changes have not been in our favor with Zillow buying houses now, because we used to be able to find more homes to buy ourselves, or they would reach out to us for CMAs. We're not getting as many of those calls anymore, but Zillow is an iBuyer in our market. They're moving to Orlando. They're moving to Riverside, California. So they're expanding quickly. I think they're in see how many markets. The last I checked, Open Door is going to be in 50 markets by 2020. They're in 10 markets today. So they're big. OfferPad's another one. Yep.
And you nailed it, right? I mean, you're in a tough market because there are so many different agents, but you're spot on. I mean, you guys are the testing bed for all of these companies. So they're coming in and if it works in Phoenix, they're coming to Dallas. And if it works in Dallas, they're moving, they're going to continue to keep moving and trucking along, spreading across to the United States. So very interesting. So thanks for unpacking that. So everybody kind of has an idea when you say iBuyer, what that means. So technology is getting disrupted. I know, like you said, with Agent Legend, everybody has it. So kind of what else are you guys seeing? What else is the shift? Where else are things moving towards?
We also have commission compression now. So upping our value proposition and doing things like we now have a menu of services for our listings. For a couple of years in a row, we were getting 3.5% on our buyer agreements, and we were getting between 6 and 7% listings. I have had a lot more pushback, and in an effort to really tailor a program to each client, as long as it's still profitable for me, offering less expensive options, but we're also on the hook for less marketing. Another part of like the pull on listings is like time. So you're not going to get a weekly call from me if you're taking one of the lower commission. We'll just be sending out the reports every week. So, but yeah, giving a menu of services, and also that's helped us upsell our listings, because if they do want all the marketing, then they do have to pay more.
Love that. How many options are you providing them?
3. And we have like one for UpNest. UpNest is one of our sellers. They lead with a discount. So we've just designed a specific program for them. It's not exactly just flat fee. We still are negotiating the offers, but it's just a whole lot less marketing and communication.
Gotcha. Anything that you can remove your time, your manpower, your labor dollar out of the equation, because that's, in our business, that's our most expensive,
It is.
line item. Yeah.
And it's the easiest one to forget about. Oh, it's just me. I'm going to call them. Oh, you're texting me at 10 o'clock at night. It's okay. I'll respond. And no, it's not okay. And I don't respond. And, try not to ever have people have my personal number. But the people that want to pay the least almost always want the most. So if you just spell it out, like, 100%. No, I cannot, you can contact us within business hours. If you have questions between this hour and this hour, we'll answer any questions or give you updates. But if you're picking a lower commission or a flat fee, if you will, then you don't get all the bells and whistles that our clients that pay full price get.
You made an interesting point. You said upsell your listings. Are there times to where people choose the lower option and then they're in the process, they decide, oh, I really want this, and then you upsell them into another service?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But most of the times that happens at the appointment because you've already gone through your full value proposition. You've already shown them everything that you have in your bag of tricks and tell them, what it means to them. So not just, oh, we do a video. Well, why is a video important? Like, what does it mean to me? So after we go through all of that, and if most of the time they go from like, okay, like, yeah, I do want that. Okay, yes, I do want that. And then we'll upsell from there.
I love it. I love it. So that's fantastic. So being able to overcome with that is great. So we're, starting to understand the market, the game that we're playing in. What else do where we're at now? Are we kind of moving with understanding, the game that we're playing, but, now what?
So now what, like in the shifting market, in the new market?
Yeah.
Well, so we're just having to level up like we've never leveled up before, being profitable, looking at expenses, getting rid of the waste. That's a huge one for me. I'm actually pretty frugal personally, but I love to whip out my credit card for real estate. And you'll, like, if you go through and you could see all these, $25 here and $50 here and $100 here, and it adds up. And there's a couple $1,000s that we just shaved off last month of just BS crap things that weren't doing anything for us.
That's incredible. That's a great point for everybody listening in and tuning in with us, is that we are notorious for just whipping that card out, and then if you don't have a really good structure of communication to look at your financials, there's months that could go by. You're not reviewing those statements, and then things pop up. You're like, what the heck is that? Right. And then, you're trying to go back and cancel. And so that's just a great reminder for everybody. Get into a rhythm. Ours was Financial Friday. So every Friday we look at the financials, we go through every line item and just check, because we are notorious for signing up for free offers that automatically start billing after 14 days, after 30 days, and all of a sudden stuff pops up there. So that's just a great reminder.
And in your business plan, once to twice a year, I cut up my cards. And my admin team hates me because they're like, all of a sudden everything's getting declined. But that's the easiest way to like stop it. Like, hey guys, I'm like, expenses are getting out of control. This is just the easiest way to get rid of some of them. Because then they're like, oh, update your card. No, thanks. Not updating my card on that one.
Right. Absolutely. Hey, do you want to maybe just give kind of a quick overview? Chris Morton was asking a question, if you can kind of share kind of what the menu of services really are, kind of the breakdown of the different levels.
Yeah, and everyone's going to have their own. Here in Phoenix, we pretty much have to throw like a rock concert, like with a celebrity to do anything that's going to blow their minds. We have a lot of mega teams here, and we're going up one mega team versus another mega team. Like, how much can you actually do to market a house? So, but I have our own videographer, photographer. Oh, so we have three different levels: gold, silver, bronze. And I could share mine, but it really doesn't matter. It could be anything. You're right. Just going to look and see what you're currently offering, what you could take off for a lower level and what you can add for a higher level. We do, like, for our higher level, we do home concierge, which we will help like clean their carpets, wash their windows. We'll check on their property every week. We'll help coordinate all the vendors to get their home staged. We have a staging consultation. So it is a lot more intensive, but really that is what's actually going to get our sellers more money. And that's the highest level. That's going to be a 7 to 7.5%. We have paid for carpet, we have paid for paint, and we've gotten reimbursed for it at close of escrow. That's been on a case-by-case basis, but I do have an official agreement that I had an attorney draft up. So if we wanted to start really marketing and promoting that more, we could, but I just haven't decided to go that route. But that video, the weekly calls, if they want to accommodate showings for luxury, sellers almost always want to accommodate showings, even
Sure.
sellers not always in luxury, and they still want that. And, you know, it's not something I try to promote, but if we do, then I'll just be like, okay, well, then this is what the commission would be for that.
Gotcha.
So yeah, it could just be all of your marketing. You're just going to decide like what you're going to spend more on, if like somebody doesn't want it and they want to lower commission, still take the listing, because listings, for every listing, you should be getting at least one, but if not 2 to 3 pieces of business from that one listing. So even if you took it at a flat fee, just did a basic photography session, didn't have to do all the marketing, didn't have to do all the time in the calls, negotiating escrow management. I mean, we're still not like a discount broker. It probably makes sense because you're going to get more pieces of business from that one listing.
Right. Absolutely. And it's the whole being strategic with the listing, right? Yeah. One, we're going to do our thing to get it sold, but we're also being strategic on how we're going to leverage that. I always say, hey, we got to get this listing to make babies, right? We got to have other opportunities for us. And because honestly, I mean, those are the best opportunities that we've seen across the country, is that the opportunities that come from your actual listings. So being able to take that. I love that on the commission services. So hopefully, Chris, you understand that it's your services, right? It's whatever you want it to be. What do you want to do? What do you not want to do? Like for us, when Jay and I were in Lawton, our high level service was the one that we didn't want to do. And we positioned it that if they were going to pay, if they wanted it and they wanted to pay for it, then okay, we would do it, because it was just like what Jennifer was saying. It was the most labor intensive one of the services, right? So we had to have somebody manage and follow up and repairs. And it was just, it was super labor intensive. So we priced it to where we wouldn't lose by doing that. So just keep those things in mind. Everything that Jennifer just shared, it is whatever you want it to be, but take into consideration and factoring your time, your team's time, and any of the follow up and managing of repairs, of upgrades, of stuff like that. That stuff takes time. And we just don't realize it, and we let it get taken away from us. So cool.
And it plays into the drag on your mental capacity. And a lot of people, even like me, I don't realize like what the ROI is on that. So if I'm trying to take a break with my family and I'm getting bombarded by texts from my discount sellers, that's a total mental drag that I'm going into the next week, not as powerful as if I would have had that day off with my family, not being bogged down by a cheapskate who wants, a lot. So. Yeah,
I mean, that's huge. That's a great point. And it has to be in the agreement, right? It's the agreement versus expectations that we talk about, is that if they want to choose that service, it's in the agreement, right? It's the communication agreement is in there. Like, you can reach our office at these hours. This is how we're going to communicate with you. And you need to do that for all of your levels, and never, we always talk about this. You've got to get it in that agreement. And so they understand it, right? So when they're bombarding you, why are you not responding to me? It's like, well, if you go back and read your agreement of the services that you have with us, you'll understand to see what the communication method for what, we're doing for you, what it is. So get that crystal clear in there. If not, they're going to take advantage of you for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So Jennifer, what else are you guys doing within your market to really get it, to differentiate, get out of the noise, not be such a commodity? I mean, what is it that you guys are really doing that's having the impact? Because you guys are crushing it. I mean, you guys are rocking and rolling, doing well inside of a large market, which is really hard. What are you guys doing? What's working? How are you coming out and differentiating yourself?
Well, I mean, there's been a lot. I can tell you what our current project is, and it's being more authentic, kind of leaping over this fear of being like exposed. So recently I had my personal story is I have a disease that I've had to counter with exercise and diet, and I just did not do the right things for my body for so many years, and recently just really dived into my health. But now, like, anytime I'm on a diet, like everyone in my family's on a diet, and now I make my real estate team, like, so I don't allow junk food in our office. And we are starting a gym series. So it'll be, my first one will be today, where we're going and interviewing small gyms, just like Kyle's restaurants, but for us, it's gonna be gyms, trying new workouts, and we'll have fun with it. We're going to do goat yoga and aerial yoga, and there's like a circus one. And so we'll be trying to, I would like to take my stab at dodgeball again, but having fun with it, but being more authentic and getting more social, because that is where people are going to. So if you're putting it out there, people are getting tired of hearing the perfects. Like, you know, my great kids, my wonderful husband, and life is great. They want to hear more of the, hey, like behind the scenes, peeling back the curtains. And not just me, that's my story, but even with our team, I have we've been leveling up on training too, which is super important. But right now we were going through every agent, determining what their superpower is. Like, what are you passionate about? You know, one of our agents, she loves dogs, rescues. So she, today, our thing for her to execute would be every other week going to her rescue and sharing a rescue story about, like, they pair like canines that are on the kill list to older people in, I don't know, retirement homes, but older people that are lonely, and they pair them together. And it's kind of like that bonding. And so she's going to go out there, and she's super passionate about it. So it's not like she's just doing it because she thinks it's going to bring business. It's fun, but it's also, she's already getting referrals from her, the people that she's aligned with, you know, the people that know, like, and trust her. And you're going to get along with those people more. And even, like, you know, posting some things that are might be slightly controversial, and some people will not follow you or like you, or they won't do business with you because of it. But more people will want to do business with you because you stand for something, you know, that they know what you stand for, and they love it, and they agree with it, and they're passionate about it. So that's being more authentic and real. And, you know, I have agents that say, I just don't like video. I hate video. I don't want to do video. They get over that hump. I'm like, just do one little one. Start out small, you know, like, so start out with just sending, after every listing appointment, doing a video, sending it to that one person. So if you flub it, it's only one person that sees it. Then you start building on there. Okay, now I'm going to do a market update video and send that to my database. Okay, then you start building on that. But you've gotten over your fear of, like, oh, I'm terrible at video, because that's just an excuse for you not to do it, is to say you're bad at it, or you're much better at something else. So
that's awesome. Now, hey, you've got to get some fainting goat yoga and get that recorded. So
I love the funny stuff, so I'm hoping we get some funny moments. And you know, I know someone, Pilates, like, farted really loud this morning, and I was like, I just wish we had this on video, because that would be a great moment.
Oh, that's awesome. So no, there's some great points there, because, you know, the hard thing with doing video and getting it out there is that it doesn't align to who you are, right? So, like, you've got this internal drive, right, that was kind of forced upon you, that you better do something about it. And that is what drives that passion, right? So being able to find something that, you know, it's just, I laugh at Gary Vee's little sayings, is like, if you're passionate about Smurfs, then just talk about Smurfs.
Yeah.
So it's really no different, right? It's like, what excites you? And because there's other people out there that will resonate and connect with it, and I wrote down when you were talking there, is stand for your truth. And that's that's exactly what it is you're doing, is, like, you know, what you believe, what is true to you and who you are. And that's where you're standing, and you're doing the things that align to that, to help you be more intentional with what you're doing socially, being out there, being real, being authentic. So that's awesome advice, and definitely the way to go with video. What is the statistic? I'm sure, Jennifer, you know it, Kyle, and Daniel and the guys, but it's, you know, what does Facebook predict? Within the next 12 months, 85% of their feed will be video. So it's the direction where everything's going. You either embrace it, get on board with it, get over the insecurities, just do it. You know, the thing is that people, you know, they're thinking about themselves, right? They're not out there, you know, going to be, you know, judging and worried about the things that you're doing. So you just be authentic, be you. And so with you guys,
be consistent about it. Like, I was gonna say, Tammy Pack does a video where she does it on her drive every morning because she knows she
Yep.
has to drive in every morning. If you're gonna do it and you do it once, you might as well not do it at all because people are gonna forget about it. You know, if you make a one pet video and then you don't do anything, and a year later you're like, well, you know, don't you know I like pets? It's not gonna matter. But if you're doing something, come up, put it on your calendar, and make a commitment to it that you're going to do it every, whatever it is, bi-weekly, once a month, every day. And it's just another commitment. But the fun thing is if you're passionate about it, it's not going to feel like work. I came up with this idea for a gym weeks ago and I just barely got it on the books, but I've been dying to get to a gym. It just took us a couple weeks to actually get it on the board. So it doesn't feel like exercise. I mean, it doesn't feel, well, it doesn't, I love exercise now, but it doesn't feel like work. It feels like fun. So.
Right. Yeah. You nailed it. Be consistent, right? Build it into your flight schedule, build it into your routine, to where you're going to do it. And, you know, I love Chet Black's little saying is that, you know, my crappy video is better than, you know, the video that you haven't shot. So just getting that out there, being, like you said, being consistent with it. You're going to get people to resonate, and you can interject, you know, every 10% every so often, right? You can even use the 80-20 rule. You know, 1 out of every 5 posts can be, you know, asking for business, right? So
yeah. Give, ask.
Yep.
Yeah. So I thought of a point, but it went out of my mind, but yeah.
it'll come back. It'll come back.
Oh, you know, when we talk about the new real estate market, our Zillow leads used to be like 160 a lead. Now they're well over 500. Of course, their connects, their quality, we still have an ROI, but you know, I'm paying $500 when our agents get an appointment set from them. They don't understand that when they show up, it costs me like $750 just to get them to meet the client at the house. So, and these people don't know them. It's almost like Uber agent. Like there's no relationship there. It's just us. We have to be stellar and engaging and try to like win them over in the 15 minutes we're there to even get them to come in for a consultation. But when you have people that know, like, and trust you, and you are, first of all, it's going to be almost always 99% of the time a better experience. They're not going to want to pay you the little and ask you the most and you know, mistreat you or treat you like a commodity because you're their friend, you're their person that rescues dogs or, you know, shows them the way in health and fitness or whatever it is. And it's going to be a much cheaper lead money-wise. So it's going to be a lot more profitable of a business. And as we shift and we have less sales, you're just going to need a lot more database. And so pouring into your database and staying in front of them, that is going to be what carries you through the next shift. And anybody can do it. And that's the thing. You don't have to have $1 million budget to stay in front of your people. Some of it can be done for free, right? I mean, one of my lender here is the #1 lender in Arizona and #1 female in the United States. But she was to form her business, she was taking people to coffee, and she would get hot water because she didn't have money even to pay for her own coffee. So these things can be done insanely cheap, but as long as you're staying in front of them and really sustaining that relationship and giving value, you are going to be their go-to agent most likely when it's time for anyone to buy and sell, and you're going to always be top of mind, especially if you post interesting stuff. You know, and you're not really boring.
For sure. And I think that's a great point. That's where most people get hung up is like, well, what am I going to talk about? And that's where, you know, Kyle has leveraged, you know, within the community, and then he's gone the restaurant route where you're going with the fitness, the gym, just everything else that's interesting with what everybody's doing. That it's interesting. And that's what'll connect people instead of 100% of the time throwing just hey, real estate, just noise at them. So I think that's absolutely key and a great point you said there. And I know a substantial amount of your business is word of mouth, repeat, sphere of influence business. Mm-hmm. And guys, there is an equation that you have to be able to pay attention to where you can grow your business and still maintain anywhere from 25 to 50% of your business is from people that know you, like you, love you, trust you. And here's the reason, is that the cost to acquire a new client is doing nothing but going up, 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 up. Just like Jennifer shared, used to be $100 for Zillow. Now it's $500. You think that's going to get cheaper? No way. And the other thing is that we have working against us is the cost to acquire is going up. Our conversion is going down. So what do you think? What do you think is going to happen here? So like I said, go back and make sure that you guys watch Jennifer's other expert mentors that she did with us. I'll reshare it on the replay with this. But she talks about the experience in managing the whole, it's the lifetime value, right? It's the whole lifetime value. You got to get off the transaction treadmill. It's lifetime value. What are you doing to maintain that experience? You're shooting interesting things. You're doing interesting stuff, putting it in front of them. You're going to stay top of mind, word of mouth, repeat referral is going to keep coming back to you. So it's just, this ties together. This ties together exactly who you guys are within your business model. You built your business on that and that whole experience. And now you're just doing another way to get their attention to stay top of mind with folks. I think it's the right strategy for you guys. I think it's the right strategy for everybody on this call. It's just only going to get noisier and noisier in your market.
One book that we have every new agent that comes onto our team reads. It's something that we present on, talk on, is Ninja Selling, sorry. And there are the Ninja 9 activities that you'll do to stay in touch with your database. One of our favorite ones is real estate reviews, where they say that in person, like when you do a real estate review, and I'll explain it for a second what that is, it's a 56% conversion rate. So basically you're calling past clients, friends. You could be brand new in the business and you're just doing this with your mom and your aunt. But you're just like an accountant, just like a financial advisor or a doctor, dentist, but hey, come in for your yearly checkup. We're real estate professionals. This is our career. Why aren't we doing this for our clients? So call them up. I'd love to get together, go over, are doing our annual review on all of your real estate holdings. Now, you might think that somebody only has one property and they're like, oh, well, I have a few rental properties too. I was thinking about selling. Sometimes they only have that one property. It's okay. We've even done them for people that have rented and have talked about like, okay, this is what the home you're in would be worth. If you had owned it for this long, this is what your equity would be. HomeBot is a cool place to pull a lot of stats for the homes because they give like Airbnb rent, market sell. So you're going to compile all of that information. Like if you were to refinance, what could you refinance it for? And you're just going to walk them through their options. It's a chance to break bread, have lunch, a coffee, a breakfast. If you can't get them in person because they're too busy, maybe they're out of state, you can mail it. Don't ever email it, just mail it. There's still a 17% conversion rate, but compared to I think our Zillow one right now is at 4. It's a huge return on investment, and really it just takes not, an hour and a half of your time. And it's fun. You're breaking bread. You're learning more about your clients. I just had one of my first real estate reviews for one of my clients, and we got real deep, and they just got into their family, and it just really cements that relationship. So that's something that we've also incorporated into our business, and as you have used as a metric, is how many real estate reviews you're doing every week.
Oh, I love that. And you said HomeBot was the source that gives a lot of the good data.
Yeah, HomeBot's a great tool, and all you systematization keys out there, you can completely just put your database in there. They're going to get this really sexy report of everything on their home that tells them like how much equity they should have, how much they've paid off, how much they paid in interest, rent, Airbnb, refinancing options. So
that's fascinating. That's awesome. And so you guys are measuring the KPI of how many of those real estate reviews they're given on a weekly, monthly basis.
Yeah, no, it's up to our agents to book them ourselves because we actually do have a client ISA, which is just the ones that are touching base with our past clients. And sometimes she will set them if she's talking to somebody, and then she will set those appointments. But really, it should be a self-gen appointment for yourself. And you're going to just pick the people that you want to pick. You're not going to pick, some of us have had clients that we never want to see again. We're not going to call those clients. We're going to call the people that we want to do business with and we want to get referrals from.
That's awesome. I love that. That's a great takeaway for all of you guys tuning in. So Ninja Selling, who's the author on that?
Oh gosh, let me see.
I would ask you.
I should know. I mean, I should know that.
It's all right.
But
we'll get it for everybody. No, that's fantastic. So I know we had a couple questions here, and Vicky was wanting to. I think you had mentioned you wish you would have had a video at the gym today. So what is your time frame on getting the video and the production and getting those out?
I'll be at the gym today, and I'll have another one Friday, and then we'll do 2 next week. 4 videos to go live. So not this week, not next week, but the week after the series starts. But we'll be doing a Facebook Live at the video today. So anybody that is my friend on Facebook, make sure you're friended me, because I will be live and getting it out there today. I do have 1,000 shirts that workout shirts that are it's Workout Wednesdays. So they are coming here, and we'll be giving them to the gym too, so they can give to their members, have our logo on it on the back, but it'll all be about the series on the front. So, because gym owners are really passionate too. I mean, the last time I got this thing called Class Pass, so you can take classes wherever you want. Some of the gyms I go to, it's like the mom and the brand new baby are there telling you, running the circuit training, but they're family-owned gyms. And I think it's great because it's fun to help them. I know they're passionate about their work. So like for us to give them all of this free promotional, like it's something that you're really earning trust with too.
And people love t-shirts. It's amazing. They absolutely love t-shirts.
Yeah. And I think they're like $8 a piece. So they're super, inexpensive.
It's well worth it. So on the reviews, is there a point, are they asking for business? Are they asking at any time, or is it just a 100% value add?
Well, we're more organic. It's not like a script that comes out. The last real estate review I did, I spent an hour and 15 minutes hearing about their family, their kids, their blah, blah, blah. At the end, we were getting ready to pay the bill, went over like what I had compiled them together for 10 minutes, but they took it with them. They had Facebook messaged me like 2 days later, like, oh my gosh, this was so awesome. I've just had a chance to go through everything you said. But it was a chance to really deepen the relationship. And number 2, I did give them something really awesome. Probably took me 10 minutes to put together. It was a RPR, a Cromford report, a HomeBot snapshot, and some stuff from our lender. And I just put it into a little book. It's I get the clear sheets, a little binder. So that's how we make all of our books. But it took me about 10 minutes to put together. So it was hardly any time at all for prep.
100% value add. That's that's gold. That's awesome. David Marsh shared, Larry Kendall is the author of
I had to Google him.
Yeah. So cool. So thanks for that. Kyle, we there's an example of our old menu services from Lawton. So when I get the replay up, I'll post ours so you guys have an example from the NAEA one that kind of goes along with it. So I default back to what Jennifer shared. It's on you guys to determine what goes in those packages and services based upon your time, where you're at in the season of your business, what's going on. So be mindful of that. Don't just copy and paste, really be thoughtful of what it is that you're willing to do and not do in those services. So just be mindful of that. Cool. So anything else that you guys are really seeing or doing to really combat, the new real estate market? I mean, I feel like you guys are the guinea pigs out there being poked and pried inside of the market with everybody testing. Anything else that you guys are seeing or doing?
We are putting more guarantees in place. So with the instant offers, the way that we first separated ourselves was we called it the Know Your Options campaign, which I have a net sheet which shows them what we could buy your house for today, what your as-is value is, and if you upgraded and repaired, what your value would be. But now it's the marketing piece of it. Know your options just doesn't sound as sexy. So now it's 17 offers. We'll get you 17 offers within 48 hours. How many, it's really like, we'll get you 4 instant offers, whatever that number is. That's been our hook to let them know, because it gets them curious. Like, okay, I know I'll get 1 from Open Door. I'll get 1 from OfferPad. But if the Wehner Group's going to give us 7, well, I want to know what those 7 are. So that's one way we've been able to hook for the iBuyers. As far as marketing goes, a lot of, where the agents are flocking, we like to look at like, what are we leaving behind? So like direct mail is something that's been working really well for us.
Yep.
We are going to be doing more print advertising, just because that is where a lot of agents have left that, and it's gotten cheaper, and it's not as competitive as it used to be.
Yep. Zig and zag. I mean, I think you nailed it. Direct mail is powerful. I know we've had a lot of folks going back to the expireds and for sub-owner campaigns and cards and direct mail pieces. And, it's the whole force multiplier effect, right? Like Jennifer's team's going to, when, really hitting direct mail and what they're doing, just everything gets a lift with the more and more that you do. So I'd love to hear, I can't wait to hear all of the results back once you guys get those campaigns out and rolling, because I really believe they're going to work well for you guys. And so, yeah, just pay attention to what that's a great way how you put it, what the agents in the marketplace are flocking from. And that's where you want to be. That's what you want to do. So I love that. Any more of the other guarantees and things that you guys are putting into place?
Yeah, I stole one from Curtis Johnson. We have a marketing match guarantee. We will guarantee that that if they can find a better marketing plan that's actually been proven to sell homes more than what we're offering, we'll give them $1,000 cash.
Gotcha.
We do have a buy this home and I'll buy yours, or your home sold guaranteed or I'll buy it. We do have a cancellation guarantee. So if they're not happy, they can cancel at any time. And then we do have, for buyers, you'll love your new home guaranteed in the first 2 years, or we'll sell it for free. Yep.
That is being your buyer advantage program. And just have those in there as kind of the parameters when, they sign up and agree to work with you and represent you and have you represent them in the purchase of their home. These are some of the, the things that the value add that they get. And it's important to have that too, because especially for us down here, we've seen it even more obviously than we saw in Lawton. But I mean, you have so many new home communities to where, buyers, they'll just dip out, and next thing you know, they're under contract with a new home build. So definitely trying to get as many of those things in place that kind of make it a no-brainer to make sure that they do business with you. So it's fascinating. So cool. So anything else that, you really want to leave everybody with to be thinking about in this new real estate market that if it's not in their market yet, it's coming. So just get out in front of it and be ready.
Yeah. Well, this is not maybe as necessarily like a sexy marketing tactic or guarantee or anything, but just being very aware of mindset. I didn't used to realize how important it is. So I would just say, oh, just give me the meat and potatoes. Just tell me what to do and I'll do it. And, I'll make money. And as long as I'm making money, I'll be happy. And that wasn't enough. And that was a lie I used to tell to myself. So really pouring into yourself, like self-development. I listen to podcasts. Tim Ferriss is one of my favorites. Tony Robbins. I listen to your guys's, have that one. And I'm always coming across, I just discovered Russell Brand. So just really getting your mindset right is important. Reading, like if you can't read, put on Audible. I even will listen to it if I'm not in the reading mood, even though I am a reader. Sometimes at night, I'll just put my headphones on and go to sleep to a book. But making sure that you are taking care of yourself first. It's just like what they say when the plane's going to crash, the oxygen comes down, take care of yourself first before you could take care of anybody else. So you really need to to really make sure your mindset's right, because the sales stop happening, and you're going to have to get more creative. You're going to have to level up. It's going to be so important that you have a very strong, the confidence, and you're in a good place. So.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's the foundation, right? And that's where it starts. It starts in your mindset. It also goes back to, on the physical, right? Making sure that we're working out, eating right, getting enough sleep. And the thing that it comes down to is that, we always, the saying is, there are no business problems. There's only leadership problems. And that leadership problem is always in the mirror. And it has to start with self-leadership. And as you guys want to grow it, you become the constraint. And so how are you leading? How are you showing up every day? How are you, taking care of, your body, your mindset, your emotions, the connecting and staying true to who you are and your values. That's the foundation. Those are your foundational pillars. And like all of this amazing stuff that Jennifer shared with you guys today, it doesn't mean anything unless, you are showing up every day as the best version of yourself. And because the team's watching, they're paying attention, and, they model the behavior of the leader, and that's at home, and that's in the office. So I'm thank you for sharing that, because that is absolutely critical. And we all have time, the net time, right? No extra time. There's always time to consume, either, on a run, on, like you said, Tammy Pack's got a commute. So she uses that for video. A majority of us have a lot of drive time in the things that we do. You have a choice to what you want to feed your mind with. And so, thanks for sharing that. That's some definitely maybe some of the best nuggets that you've shared with us, today.
Yeah, the morning routine, the nighttime routine, just a couple recommendations quickly. I love Tribe of Mentors or Tools of Titans by Tim Ferriss, because they're 3 to 4 pages per mentor. Arnold Schwarzenegger wrote the foreword in that. I had no idea how brilliant and just committed that guy is. Yeah. But it was just like, it's easy to read 3 or 4 pages, and some of them, you're like, okay, that was okay. Some of them you're going to get so excited about, you're going to go buy their book, you're going to go buy their podcast, but you're going to find so easy to make a 3 to 4 page commitment. It's written very well. So, and then the 5-minute journal, if you go to Amazon, it's $6. I had gotten some fancy journals for our team before. These things were super cheap, but they're it's for your morning and your nighttime routine, and it's insanely been effective. Our whole team's been utilizing that. So, starting out with gratitude, but it goes deeper for that too.
Yeah, those are great nuggets. And, if you're looking for whatever those foundational pieces are, get Hal Elrod's book, The Miracle Morning, and he breaks down the savers. And almost all the savers are in those journals that bookend your day, right? So if you just incorporate the savers into your life will 12 months from now, nobody will recognize you. You'll be on a whole nother level. And it cascades over into everything else in your life. So it starts with you. The oxygen mask is true. You can't take care of anybody else or help anybody until you take care of yourself, and making sure that you're showing up as the best version of yourself.
Awesome.
Cool. Jennifer, thank you. I know, you're running a tight schedule, and I appreciate you making it work and definitely bringing a ton of value for everybody on the call. I'll get the replay out for all of you guys on. Make sure that you guys give plenty of love to Jennifer. Definitely drop tons of nuggets. If you wouldn't mind sharing your biggest takeaway, it definitely goes a long way and helps everybody else out, and also helps out our expert mentors. So appreciate you guys. Take care, and we'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks.